Mr. Speaker, today I am tabling the bill entitled the Electricity Amendment Act 2024, legislation that will create a license for large developments to generate electricity above the current license threshold of 500 kilowatts. Mr. Speaker, this bill strikes a balance between the needs of the license holder, also known as a distributed generator, and the stability of the grid, while minimizing any negative impacts, including costs to the ratepayer. Mr. Speaker, licenses are currently required for all production of electricity over the threshold as 500 kilowatts. The licenses currently available in the Electricity Act 2016 for the production of electricity are: 1, a bulk generation license; 2, large-scale self-supply license. For clarity, the large-scale self-supply license is issued to any development that is over 500 kilowatts and will be completely off-grid. That is, would not have a Belco meter. And just for the record, there's no one in Bermuda who has that license, even though it exists. Bulk generation license holders must enter into a power purchase agreement with Belco to sell all their electricity back to Belco at the current rate of between 12 cents per kilowatt for the solar array at the finger to 18 cents 0.5 for Tynes Bay. Currently, ratepayers are buying electricity for Belco at an excess of 45 cents per kilowatt. Mr. Speaker, you will be aware of the government's commitment to reduce use of fossil fuels by 85% in production of electricity by 2035, which is reflected in the 2019 Integrated Resource Plan. One of the categories of renewable energy defined in the IRP, as it is known, is distributive solar, i.e. solar developments installed by individual residences or commercial entities. Promoting distributive solar development while restricting installations to 500 kilowatts for large commercial enterprises is an anathema to the goals of reduction in the use of fossil fuel to produce electricity, and also limits the ability for a distributed generator to earn a return on their investment. In the present scenario, developers of large-scale installations cannot use for their own benefit the renewable energy that they produce and are required by the Act to sell their renewable energy to Belco for approximately 12 cents per kilowatt hour. They must continue to buy all of their consumed electricity from the utility for an excess of 45 cents per kilowatt hour. Mr. Speaker, current large developments such as the National Stadium and government's rooftop installations fall in this category. Other potential developments such as hotels and Google's proposed data center would encounter the same challenge. Mr. Speaker, while large installations should be encouraged, it would be foolhardy to just provide exemptions for 500 kilowatts without considering the impact of the grid and the cost to the ratepayer. There are risks that would occur with such developments that are still connected to the grid. If not managed effectively, there could be power disruptions affecting the development and the neighborhoods adjacent to the large development. In addition, the savings derived from the feed-in tariff for such a development could lead to costs being assumed by ratepayers. Therefore, the regulatory authority, RA, must determine before the installation is built that the development will have minimal impact on the grid and ratepayers. Mr. Speaker, This bill will allow a Bermuda registered company, government department, or statutory authority intending to install over the threshold of 500 kilowatts and intended solely for use at the applicant's location to apply for a license to exempt from the 500 kilowatt threshold. This license will be subject to the RA's oversight, which seeks to ensure minimal risk to the grid, and the grid and costs remain stable. The license holder will be permitted to distribute up to the permitted amount, 30% or less, as determined by the RA, of its electricity generated. Mr. Speaker, it is our goal to move Bermuda to a clean and sustainable energy future with affordable renewable energy. This bill will assist us in continuing to achieve this goal in a measured and well-regulated fashion. I look forward to the future debate on the bill when I can go into more detail on specific merits of the bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.